part, our session. Today I'll be explaining some of the major features of jQuery Mobile, and this is a WebWave presentation on, this is a Season 3, and the topic is mobile web development. Okay, next slide. Mobile web. Let's talk about some of the, what is mobile web, why we use mobile, and some of the features of mobile web and mobile application and mobile web development. Okay, now let me explain you the difference between the simple web and the mobile web app. Okay, when we talk about simple web, we all know about WC3C, that it declared the standards about the web and defined the standards which are used in the web development. So here we have MWI. This is the Mobile Web Initiative. This is a standard body that defines the standards for the mobile web development. Actually, there are two major issues when we talk about mobile web development. There are two major issues that need to be considered if you are a mobile web developer. Then you must consider these two things. The first thing is the interoperability. Actually, this is the platform compatibility, how your web page will work on different mobiles, different platforms. We can see that we have different platforms available. We have iOS, we have Android, we have different type of tablets. So these are different platforms that are available for us. So we need to consider that. So when we are developing on a simple web, we don't rather consider about how it will look, because all of the desktop are almost the same. There is not interoperability problem much. There are some major issues about actually when we talk about some of like in Firefox and the Internet Explorer, there are some issues about some JavaScript issues and other. But on the whole, when we talk about simple web, there are not much issues and not much considerations. But when we talk about the mobile web, then we need to consider these issues, the interoperability, and mobile OS we need to consider for which platform we are developing. The next thing is the usability. Actually, when we talk about the simple web, we have a fixed resolution on which we work on. There are a little bit differences, but not much difference. But if you talk about the mobile web, you have limited space, and you need to consider that limited space. You have to display much more and more information in this specific limited space. So you need to consider these things when you are developing on mobile web. Okay, here I have shown a different. You have the mobile web in which you have a big screen and you have this Facebook page displayed on. And here it is a mobile web application that is running on any of basically this is a picture taken from the Android phone. So look at the difference between the web and mobile web. You have limited space and you have displayed all these options here, but reducing their size, considering the more appealing field, giving all the features to the user, but not restricting his view. So these things we should need to consider when we are developing on mobile web. Okay, what we are talking about here is there are many different frameworks used in developing on mobile web. Mobile web is truly revolutionized, and there are many other frameworks available when you are developing on mobile. So it is getting much more easier now. Now we have jQuery Mobile. It is an UI, basically core framework. This is used for mobile application development. You have what it says that touch optimized web framework for the smartphone and tablets. Basically, when we are using the mobile web, we need to if we are developing from the very basics, then we need to consider these issues that we talked about previously, that these are interoperability issues and the usability issues. So when we work on the frameworks, we don't need to consider that much. We have all the settings or the core work or the basic work done, and we have to develop on the basic layer. So we don't need to consider about the basic structure, how our application, how our web page will work. So we can move a bit more, and we can explore more on the jQuery mobile. Okay, now here I will be explaining some of the core features how a jQuery mobile works. If you have been developing on the web, you are familiar with these tags. You have the HTML tag, the body tag, and the other div tags. So it is much more easier if you look at this. These are the core files that we include: the CSS file, the jQuery main JS file, and this is the main core GUI. Okay. So these are the three files that you need to include. If you work on the jQuery UI, then you will be familiar with this, that you have to include these core files to work on this. Okay, so we don't have to change much more. Just we have to include this viewport meta tag, where we define the width is equals to device minus width, initial scale is equals to 1. Basically, this condition, this tag shows that this tells the mobile that this page need to be considered, need to be scaled according to the width of the device. So by checking this line, the browser of the mobile will know that it need to fix the page according to the scale of the mobile. So it will fix on the it will fit on the mobile page, and then next, when we move into the, when we close the head and then when we move through the body, we have these div tags. Here we define the data role page, and there are different div tags in which we have the header tag and then the content one. Okay, if you are familiar with HTML5, then you know that data tag we use for some of the features from the HTML5, and then we move on to the next level. Okay, in the header, we have this h1 my title. So this is more like the conventional way of writing HTML, same as here. And we have used the p tag for the paragraph, hello world, and most of the development will go on same like as we develop in the web, but a little bit changes are there. Here we include the libraries, and then we add the meta tags for scaling, and then we have to move further, and we have to consider these few things. And when we add these tags, the browser will know that we are working on the jQuery mobile, because these are, when we define this data role header and data role page or data role content, the core UI have the main properties of these written in it. So it will pick up the properties from there, and it will display you the page according to these properties. So you don't have to do much. Next. Okay, here I have shown a little example of a list. If you have worked on HTML, then you know that to display a list, we use UL and li tags. Same as here, we will be using the UL tag and an li tags in it. So, can you see the list which is displayed on your mobile? It is the list which will be displayed on your mobile, and there is a big difference. You can see that how the UI is composed, how the effects are being posed on this. So you have just to define the data role list view and data insert true. These are the few conditions that are used to display this list. All the tags are just like the HTML tags, same as the one we use in conventional HTML, but just few little changes that we impose on this. The data role, we define the list view, which tells the core UI to display a list, and the list is displayed. You can filter items. You have the search option displayed on the mobile, in which you can filter items from the list, and you have the links defined. By clicking on these links, it will take through to the next page. Here in Herb, we will define the next links to which page we will be redirecting. Next. Okay, now let's talk about the main core feature that jQuery offers. You can find it from the jQuery mobile. It's a site that will provide the core GUI to you, and it has the documentation and tutorials, so you can get started. And what are the key features? Actually, if you have worked on jQuery UI, jQuery mobile is basically built on the core UI of jQuery. So if you have a bit idea about the jQuery core, then you don't have to worry about this. You have to little bit changes in this, and you can be comfortable with developing on mobile web. Compatibility with all major mobile tablets. This jQuery community has been upgrading since many years, and they have been bringing new changes to their core UI. There are different versions available. So there have been now it is being compatible with iOS, Android, Windows Phone, BlackBerry. All versions of Android and Blackberries are included in this, so you don't have to be worried about the compatibility. You can make a mobile web application, and it will run on all the platforms. And then we have the lightweight. The main purpose when you develop on mobile web is that the application will be lightweight. That the UI should provide a proper navigation, and user will not be interrupted while moving from one page to another. So it is the best part of it, that is lightweight and easy to use. Next thing is the modular architecture. The modular architecture of the core UI of jQuery will help us to develop more into it, and HTML5 marker-driven configuration. As we told about the data tag that we use in it, so it is basically based on the new HTML5, and it will help make mobile web more comfortable and more visible. Now, responsive design. When we talk about the design and the list, it is more responsive, and user can have a better experience when he is navigating from pages. Powerful Ajax-powered navigation system. Ajax-powered navigation system basically means that all the calls are asynchronous, and it is very helpful. And touch and mouse event support for every mouse, and touch event support for every OS, every mobile. We have the support for jQuery, and you can use it. Unified UI widget. There are multiple widgets available that we use for the list. We use for the input method. There are different bars available which we can use. Simple widget, simple code that you can include into your web application, and it will work accordingly. Powerful theme and framework. You will be familiar with the jQuery UI, the core UI. Then you will be familiar with this. It is more powerful, more robust. You can use it anywhere, whatever way you like it, and you'll be more comfortable while developing on the UI framework. So I'll be very grateful if you work on this, and it will help you developing on the mobile platform. It will develop more and more. You will be developing more and more applications on this, and you will be very helpful in developing some of the major applications. We have many applications developed on currently. The Stanford is having his own mobile web built on the jQuery UI. So hopefully we will be developing on this, and we will be working for the KHI on this jQuery mobile. So we will be developing a web application for the KHI. So thank you very much. I'll be asking any question if you have. Kindly please.
I have a question, like, why would you want to go like it? Why not make native apps? Native app for different platforms. Why making
If you decide to make a native app, then there is a big problem about the compatibility on different platforms. If you build an iOS app, then it is compatible with only iOS devices, not for the Android ones. So you have to build another app for Android. On building on the jQuery mobile, you can develop a single app and it will work for all the different platforms. So it will be do less and get more strategy. Okay.
So like मतलब मैं दो वर्जन ऑफ साइट्स बनाऊंगा, एक मेरे डेस्कटॉप की होगी और एक मेरे मोबाइल के लिए होगी।
नहीं, इसके अंदर जो सबसे मेन और जब सबसे अच्छी बात है वो ये है कि इसके अंदर आपको सिर्फ एक ही वेबसाइट बनानी है। jQuery जो कोर यूआई है उसके अंदर ये सब स्केल्ड है कि जो भी डिवाइस उसके जिस प्लेटफॉर्म पे आप व्यू कर रहे हैं उसी पे वो स्केल कर देगा उसको। तो अगर आप डेस्कटॉप पे व्यू कर रहे हैं तो आपको डेस्कटॉप पे ही स्केल होके मिलेगी वो, और अगर आप मोबाइल पे यूज कर रहे हैं तो मोबाइल की स्क्रीन के हिसाब से स्केल हो जाएगी वो। तो ये इस वजह से एक ही दफा कोड करना पड़ेगा आपको और सारे प्लेटफॉर्म पे वो यूजेबल होगी।
But there are some Symbian devices that do not support these jQueries and JavaScript so much. So why don't you develop an application on such a platform that would convert automatically your application for different platforms? Like there are some platforms you create games on them and they will convert your game for every platform.
Actually, when we are developing on jQuery mobile is almost compatible with most of the devices. I'm not sure about the Symbian ones. Maybe there are few issues on the older versions of Symbian, but if you consider the latest versions of Symbian, they all support this jQuery mobile. So your website will be working fine on them.
मतलब वही मसला हो जाएगा ना, हम ये चाह रहे हैं कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट्स इस्तेमाल कर सकें, तो सिर्फ वो स्टूडेंट्स जिनके पास लेटेस्ट मोबाइल होंगे वो यूज़ कर सकेंगे।
जिनके पास अब 33 हैं यार वो तो यूज़ नहीं कर सकते ना।
तो नहीं, बट M97 मिनी हो गया या Symbian काफ़ी
यार पाकिस्तान स्मार्ट बन रहा है तो अब सबके पास आहिस्ता आहिस्ता आ जाएंगे स्मार्टफोन। तो इस वजह से ये कॉन्सेप्ट जो है ये अभी नया है, सही है, बाहर क्योंकि यूज हो रहे हैं, सही है। यहाँ पर अभी इतना इस चीज का स्कोप नहीं है क्योंकि लोग आहिस्ता आहिस्ता इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे आ रहे हैं। तो जब थोड़े अरसे बाद यहाँ पर भी सब इस एंड्रॉइड के प्लेटफॉर्म पे आ जाएंगे, iOS के प्लेटफॉर्म पे आ जाएंगे, तो फिर ये इशू नहीं रहेगा। तो ये अगर आज से ये डेवलपमेंट स्टार्ट हो गई, हम इस बात पे शुरू कर देते हैं, तो ये है कि नेक्स्ट लेवल पे हमारे पास बहुत अच्छी एप्स होंगी। और जिस टाइम पे हमारे यहाँ पर एंड्रॉइड का प्लेटफॉर्म बहुत आम हो जाएगा, उस वक्त ये होगा कि हमारे पास बहुत अच्छी एप्स होंगी और डेवलपर्स अच्छे होंगे। तो ये एक बहुत मेजर फीचर है जो इसके लिए इम्पोर्टेंट।
आई थिंक बैकवर्ड कंपैटिबिलिटी बहुत बड़ा इशू है। जैसा आपने कहा कि एवरीवन विल कन्वर्ट देयर लाइफस्टाइल कि भाई नया मोबाइल ले लेंगे आस्ते आस्ते सब कोई। तो आई थिंक इतना आसान नहीं होता कि हर कोई बड़ा मोबाइल लेकर के आ जाए। मार्केट में बहुत अरसे तक का 3610 जैसे मोबाइल भी एग्जिस्ट करेंगे, बट ये जो मोबाइल्स जो jQuery का सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहे या इस तरह के फीचर सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहे, वो भी इतनी आसान
यार एक चीज होती है एस कर्व, सही है। जब टेक्नोलॉजी को डिफाइन करते हैं ना, उसके लिए हम एस कर्व बनाते हैं। सर जब कोई नई टेक्नोलॉजी आती है तो एकदम एडॉप्टेबिलिटी नहीं आ जाती। एक टेक्नोलॉजी आती है, सही है, तो पुरानी टेक्नोलॉजी ऑब्सोलीट होती है, सही है, और जो नई टेक्नोलॉजी आती है वो साथ साथ चलती है। तो एक टाइम होता है, एक फेज होता है जब दोनों टेक्नोलॉजी साथ साथ चल रही होती है, सही है। अब अभी वो फेज चल रहा है यहाँ पर। अभी एंड्रॉइड और ये पुरानी जो एप्स हैं या पुराने प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं वो साथ साथ चल रहे हैं, सही है, अभी पैरेलल में चल रहे हैं। लेकिन जब एक टाइम आएगा जब ये ऑब्सोलीट हो जाएंगे बिल्कुल, और फिर दोबारा वो जो दूसरे हमारे एंड्रॉइड के iOS के प्लेटफॉर्म है वो यहाँ पर ज्यादा हो जाएंगे।
तो आप जो एप्लीकेशन बना रहे हैं वो क्या सिर्फ फीचर को कि जब सब कुछ ऑब्सोलीट हो जाएगा उसको अपने नजर में रख के बना रहे हैं, या इस वक्त?
नहीं, देखो इस वक्त के लिए भी है जो आपके एंड्रॉइड फोन्स हैं, सही है, जो कि डिफरेंट प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं, जिस तरह से ब्लैकबेरी है, सही है। दूसरी सेकंड चीज जो है, अगर तुम इसको वेब पे यूज करते हो, वेब पे जिस तरह से फेसबुक की m.facebook.com शायद खोली हो, m.facebook.com मोबाइल वर्जन है फेसबुक का, जो कि मोस्टली ब्राउजर में चलता है, सही। जो सपोर्ट नहीं भी करते उन पे भी चलता है, सही है। तो बेसिकली कॉन्सेप्ट वही है कि एंड्रॉइड फेसबुक अगर आप वेब इस पे डेस्कटॉप पे भी खोलोगे तो उस पे भी वो बिल्कुल सही वर्क करती है। तो कॉन्सेप्ट ये है jQuery मोबाइल का कि आप किसी भी प्लेटफॉर्म पे उसको यूज करें, तो ये आपको सिर्फ एक दफा कोड लिखना पड़ेगा और डिफरेंट प्लेटफॉर्म पे वो चल रहा होगा। तो ये चीज है इसके अंदर। अब ये है कि जब नेक्स्ट प्लेटफॉर्म यहाँ पर आ जाएंगे, अभी तो ये है कि आहिस्ता आहिस्ता से यहाँ पर आना शुरू हुए हैं, लेकिन जब एक टाइम पे जब यहाँ पर सब एंड्रॉयड या डिफरेंट प्लेटफॉर्म्स जो भी अवेलेबल हैं वो सब यहाँ पर आ जाएंगे, तो फिर ये है कि इसमें बहुत ज्यादा काम हो सकता है।